Zoroastrianism is one of the world's oldest and coolest religions. If you've never heard of Zoroastrianism, you might know more than you think. Remember the Magi who brought the baby Jesus gifts of frankincense, gold, and myrrh? Well, it turns out that the word Magi actually refers to Zoroastrian priests, who were known for their skills in astrology, i.e. ancient astronomy. Second, if you're familiar with rock and roll legend Freddie Mercury of Queen, then you at least know of one Zoroastrian. Traditionally, it was believed that the founder of Zoroastrianism, ancient Iranian prophet Zoroaster or Zarathustra, lived about 600 BCE, when Greek historian Herodotus first recorded the existence of Zoroastrians. However, many modern scholars believe that Zoroaster may have lived closer to about 1000 BCE. This was a time in ancient Iran when the people practiced polytheism, the belief in many gods, a ritualistic use of drugs, animal sacrifice, and an oppressive caste system in which the nobility controlled the lives of the peasantry. Meanwhile, Zoroaster was a family man, a priest, and a vegetarian. According to tradition, one day he was at a river filling up water for a religious ceremony when he received a divine manifestation from one of the many spirits of one of the many gods of the ancient Iranian pantheon, and this god's name was Ahura Mazda, meaning the Lord of Wisdom. However, Zoroaster soon learned that Ahura Mazda was actually the one true God and the only God whom man was supposed to worship. The other gods his people were worshipping, it turns out, who delighted in bloodshed and war, were actually evil spirits, minions of Ahura Mazda's Archnemesis, Angramanyu, meaning destructive spirit. Ahura Mazda is the god of creation, order, and light, whereas Angramanyu is the god of destruction, darkness, and chaos. Neither is more powerful than the other, but together as polar opposites, they create balance or equilibrium in the universe. The purpose of life, according to Zoroaster, is to serve Ahura Mazda by renewing and progressing the earth towards perfection while resisting the destructive powers of Angramanyu. Zoroaster learned many other things from this great vision, such as everything his society was doing wrong. And after this, he was eager to tell people about their mistakes. He preached against the animal sacrifice, the drugs, the false gods, and certain doctrines such as reincarnation. Needless to say, he didn't make a lot of friends. The local priests were especially offended. And after 12 years of preaching, he'd only made one convert who just happened to be his cousin. One day, Zoroaster was debating with one of the local priests when the king Vishtaspa and his queen overheard the discussion and were hooked. And similar to Emperor Constantine's pivotal conversion to Christianity, they decided to make Zoroastrianism the state religion. It took a few centuries for Zoroastrianism to take off, but from the periods of about 600 BCE to 650 CE, a period of over 1,000 years, Zoroastrianism continued to be the state religion of the Iranian empires. From about 700 CE on, following the Muslim conquest of Persia, Zoroastrianism has been oppressed. Today, there are only an estimated 2.6 million Zoroastrians in the world, which may sound like a lot, but it's not many compared to the other world religions. The primary text of Zoroastrianism is the Avesta, a collection of sayings, hymns, and religious laws, many of them attributed to Zoroaster himself. However, few are in existence today. From what we do have, we get some of the primary sayings of Zoroastrianism, such as, good thoughts, good words, good deeds, and there is only one path, the path of truth, and do the right thing because it is the right thing, and then all rewards will come to you. Zoroaster was big on personal responsibility. He taught that good deeds were necessary for happiness as well as to keep Angramanyu, chaos, at bay. He taught that everyone was given the gift to choose, and because of cause and effect, they were also responsible for the consequences of their actions. Neither Ahura Mazda nor Angramanyu would circumvent human agency. Zoroaster also taught that Ahura Mazda reveals himself through various spirits, each of these representing a different part of creation. And therefore, water, earth, air, fire are all sacred and had to be kept pure. For this reason, some have called Zoroastrianism the first ecological religion. Fire is considered to be a manifestation of Ahura Mazda's power, When Zoroastrians pray, it's usually by fire or some sort of light, which they believe to be a medium through which they can gain spiritual insight. Water is believed to be the source of wisdom. Now, because so many things are holy, keeping these things pure can be a real challenge. For example, what are Zoroastrians to do with the dead? When a body dies, it's corrupted. It's undergoing a state of chaos as induced by Ingram Minu. So they can't bury this chaos in the earth because that would defile the earth. And they can't burn the body because that would defile fire. Well, they can't just drop the body in a lake because that would defile water. Therefore, traditionally, Zoroastrians would place their dead on top of towers known as towers of silence, where vultures would eat the flesh of the bodies. Only once the bones had been picked clean could they be buried in the earth. Today, however, this practice is uncommon, with a preference for sealed caskets. Zoroaster taught that life is a temporary state in which a mortal is expected to engage in the ongoing battle between truth and falsehood. Prior to being born, every soul, which has existed since Ahura Mazda created the universe, was connected to a guardian spirit. This guardian spirit watches over us in life and reunites with us in death. In the spiritual world, life then continues as we continue to progress and engage in this battle between Ahura Mazda and Ingram Minu. It is believed that Ahura Mazda will eventually triumph over Ingram Minu, at which time the universe will undergo a cosmic renovation. It is also believed that a savior figure known as Seoshiant, meaning the bringer of good, will not only redeem and renew the earth, but will revive the dead. At which time, both the wicked, who have been temporarily cast off to dwell with Ingram Minu, and the righteous will return to live with Ahura Mazda. In the end, all will be saved. There's no question that Zoroastrianism has had a profound impact on the world. One can't help but notice the similarities between some of these ancient beliefs and some of the later developments of the core doctrines of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. Some of these similarities include monotheism, the worship of only one God, Satan, guardian angels, a Messiah, the immortality of the soul, a final judgment, heaven and hell, and in some cases, a resurrection and life before birth. If you're religious, it's more than possible that some of your beliefs may have originated from the prophet Zoroaster. I'm Stephen Gashler. Thanks for watching.